We specialize in personal and custom-made baskets, bracelets, candles, and more. So when you're looking for that perfect gift or just need a custom arrangement, don't hesitate to contact Lady T's Elegant Creations, where everything is handcrafted with love.
For more information, please call 609 531 1756.
All right, welcome back to Let's Get It. After a great first part of our show when we were discussing the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, we would transition now into probably what I think is the most exciting team in the Philadelphia area, the Philadelphia 76ers, and a lot of talk this week about would you do the deal and what would the deal take for James Harden. And I know there's been a lot of discussion all over about whether they would do it, who they would do it for, what would the deal take, do you want him? Yeah, I know we had some discussion about this before. I know, Coach, you're very big on wanting James Harden here, and I would like to see him here too. I think that one of the biggest debates is, what do you give up for him? Coach, now I know you feel real passionate about this, so I'm gonna let you kind of take the lead on this right now.
Well, I wouldn't say that I want him here. I'm not going to say that. I would say that if I'm not meaning
He would
I'm
improve
not,
the team.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
he would improve the team. I'm not in a rush. I don't think we go out and give away everything to go get him. But if they were to make a move for him, I think no matter what we trade, obviously within reason, I think we're a better team because we have a better player that's better than anybody on our roster. And I get that everybody, hates the way he plays. He doesn't pass the ball. He doesn't play defense. Let's think about who was coaching him too. So Mike D'Antoni doesn't require anybody to play defense. That's just how his systems have always been. But at the end of the day, James Harden's a good basketball player. The last couple of years, he's played a certain style, but I don't think that that's something that he's going to be his whole life. It's not how he was playing before that, and I think bringing a better player onto your team just makes you a better player automatically, especially in the NBA when everything is such a one-on-one league. And he is, as I was saying at the break, he's unguardable. There's nobody in the NBA that can guard him, and he's proven that time and time again. So I think we get better, even if you're trading Ben Simmons. And I'm a Ben fan. I like Ben a lot. I don't want to get rid of him, but I think for the betterment of the Sixers, I think you become a better team.
And that's my next question, right? If it takes Ben, do you and Jay? This is obviously you can you do this deal too. Obviously and I know I said this last time, and I brought it up during the week on our on our Facebook Live page or Let's Get It page. That if we can somehow do a deal based around Tobias, Thibault, Maxey, and maybe 2 1s or something, which is still a lot, but be able to keep that core in place. I would love to do it. Everyone's saying, "Oh, it's not going to be enough. You're going to have to give up Ben Simmons to go get him." It's hard, like you said. You say you still do the deal. I don't know because it's tough for me to
see. I don't do the deal, and I'm gonna tell you why. I like James Harden. I like watching him on SportsCenter. I like when he cross everybody up and they start falling and we can make them jokes and the kids just talking about it at the lunch table and we talking about it as grown men. But at the same time, I gotta think about the timeline of things. I gotta think about he was a 6-man in OKC and then he got to Houston and they kind of developed like a system around him, like him and D'Antoni. It was like a match made in heaven, and they kind of developed this system. It was almost like D'Antoni got resurrected, right? Because after Phoenix, he was like trash everywhere he went, and then he got resurrected in Houston with James Harden. So it was like a perfect marriage. And then you saw the elevation and the evolution of James Harden. But it still was iso ball. It was very comparable to like Melo a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So now you paired them with some other, stars or whatever, and you had some good results, especially with CP3. And Coach, you brought that up. They had good results, okay? But ultimately, was not successful. Ultimately, James, you still don't really trust him in the playoffs. You trust him maybe a little more now, you know what I'm saying, than where he was before. But you still don't really, you trust him more than Paul George. You know what I'm saying? But I think if you put I think if you put Harden on this team, then you move away from everything that you've been building, and now you pretty much are doing the same thing that was in Houston. You're gonna run the same shit in Philly, and I don't know if that helps Embiid. I think that might frustrate Embiid. I think it frustrated everybody.
And that's it.
You know what I'm saying?
And I know, like Coach, I'll let you take
and even especially not to cut you, but especially even if you do like a Matisse and all these first round picks, and now you got Harden, Simmons, and Embiid. I don't think you can coexist. I don't think anybody can really coexist with Harden, other than maybe CP3 was a point guard, he was a floor general, right? So he was able to take the ball away from Harden, right? But still, Harden got off when it was more or less his ISO ball. You know what I'm saying?
And if the ball's not in his hands enough, that's when he starts to check out sometimes.
A little. I mean, I don't even know if that's true because the ball's always in his hands.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the playoffs and the pressure, though, where it tightens up a little bit and you don't really see. He don't really have all that time to bounce like he normally do during the regular season.
Do you think those three personalities are too big to coexist on one team? The personality I worry about the most is actually Embiid. I wonder how that would impact him if Harden got here.
See, I disagree. I think Embiid wants to play with somebody. I think that's why I love playing with Jimmy. Somebody who's a dominant player. Someone that he respects on that level. I don't think he respects Ben on that level.
No, but I don't know if he does.
I don't think you can compare Jimmy and James.
I was just about to go there.
Jimmy, I think he respected Jimmy's work ethic. Like, he didn't really have to clash with him on the court because Jimmy, I don't know if, is Jimmy a superstar where he's getting 20, 25 and like that? Nah, Jimmy being solid is anywhere from like 15 to 17, 18, 19, 20. Plus, you know what I'm saying? He just plays hard-nosed D. He's going to go to the hole or whatever. I think it's the work ethic that he really respected like that.
Yeah.
Why? And I'm not comparing these two players, but why did Allen Iverson succeed here?
Because they built the team around him.
They built the team around him, right?
Right.
And guys knew their roles.
Sure.
Right? Everybody had their role, right?
Sure, absolutely.
So, and the Sixers have already identified their biggest need on this team has been shooters.
Right.
Yes.
So if you bring in a guy like if you continue to bring in shooters, and you bring in a guy like James Harden, who's unguardable one-on-one, now you have a team.
Right, but so no,
And-
go ahead.
And everybody, and he always has the ball. He also averages close, if not 10 plus assists a game.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
So he's not. I think he gets a bad rap because of the highlights where he's not playing defense, because of all that. He can play, but I just don't understand. I think he's a top. You can't tell me he's not a top 7 player in the league.
In the D'Antoni ball. That's the only thing I'm saying. Like
I think no.
And when he didn't play in D'Antoni ball, he was coming off the bench.
But he was still developing
That's
as a
because he was
star.
young.
I'm just saying he was still coming off the bench.
But in that scenario, when he's playing with Russ and KD when he's young, he had the ball. When all three of those guys were in, they gave him the ball because they knew what it was. If you go back and watch those games, everything's running through him. That's why he was the 6th man of the year.
Okay. I mean that's fair.
And listen, I'm in no rush to go get James Harden. I'm not saying I don't even know if it's the best thing for the I'm not
That's
saying
the thing.
I'm not saying that's the we got to make this move back. I don't know that.
Right.
I think you can't make that move anyway until you give Doc a chance with this team to see what we have.
Yeah.
I think no matter what, last thing, I think no matter what happens with this team, I still don't think they have in the playoffs the closer that it's going to take at the end of games. If you go back and watch the finals when LeBron and Jimmy Butler were just going back and forth and back, and we don't have that guy.
And that's also too though, and that kind of goes back to when we said that Jimmy's not a superstar. I think that is kind of knocking Jimmy. I think Jimmy's a superstar because of all the elements that he brings. And because You're talking about, like, when you say superstar, people say superstar flashy, 30-plus points a game, 10 assists, James Harden, you know what I mean, that type of thing. You know, Jimmy can bring that at times. You know, he can drop you 30 points.
Yeah, yeah.
But the thing is, I just think that all the elements and the way he carries your team and the swagger he brings to your team makes him a superstar.
But Jimmy's not unguardable.
And Jimmy doesn't do it for 82 games.
That's what I'm
and the
saying,
whole
right.
playoffs. Jimmy has games where he
could be shut
not
down.
defensively.
Yeah.
He plays hard all the time, but he'll have games where he has 10 points.
Right,
Right,
that's what
no,
I'm saying.
right, but,
And that's not- I
I
don't think
think
a
not
superstar
calling him.
does it.
I think not calling him a superstar. I think it depends how you define a superstar, and we're defining it differently.
Superstar is somebody that's unguardable to me. They're unguardable.
Okay, so that's how you're defining. You're
That's
defining
to me,
that. That's
yeah.
your defining.
Yeah,
a
that's my
superstar.
definition. Yeah.
Okay,
Unguardable.
so like Steph Curry is a superstar.
Unguardable, absolutely.
Kevin Durant,
Absolutely.
Paul George.
Nah. I think Paul George is a high level all-star. I don't think he's a superstar.
No, I know you. Don't.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
know.
yeah.
So would you say that Paul George and Jimmy are on the same level?
I would. I take Jimmy. Give me Jimmy over
Oh,
Paul
okay,
George
yeah,
any
Yeah,
day.
I think they're on the same. When you're talking about stardom, I think
Yeah.
they're in the
same level.
and
And,
they're in
and
that
Jimmy
same
and Jimmy
race.
and Jimmy is probably, I like Jimmy better though.
I love Jimmy Butler. I thought what he brought to the Sixers was just something that
A toughness.
we haven't had since, like you said, AI was like the
But-
last tough guy that we had.
But Coach actually alluded to something. He was like, something. Who were we talking about? And he was like, "Yo, but look what he was playing under." Talking about Brett Brown, right? So with Jimmy, I think Jimmy brought that not only accountability, but that I'm big on voice, man. Like
Yes.
like he
bass.
the bass, like the baritone. You can't be like, listen, get over there, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have a little get over there. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a little bass in your voice. Okay? And I don't think Brett had that. But I think Doc has that. And I think you'll see that same level of intensity, that same level of grittiness that Jimmy brought. I think you'll see it now throughout the whole team. Throughout the whole, it'll all permeate because it starts with the coach.
But
And
yeah,
I think that Jimmy had to do it because that's what was lacking.
But who?
That
Okay,
particular year.
so now that you have a coach that is putting that vibe out there, putting that feeling out there for the team,
Mhm.
who on this team is going to take that role of bringing it onto the court with them?
I think that's the problem.
You know,
I think everybody has that mindset.
But
now.
No, but the thing is, but you still need that guy. Like, you can have a great coach, and we've all played sports, and you can have a wonderful coach, but you know there's that guy on your team who brings that same attitude between the white lines, onto the hardwood floor, whatever it is.
Like, who's the leader on the Sixers?
Right. Who's the leader?
Player-wise.
Who's going to take what was said in that huddle and make sure it's done on the court?
I agree. I think that's lacking.
Well,
And I'm not saying James Harden.
Listen, based upon what Brett Brown was delivering, so we don't know. I think
I think it's a makeup, though. Go ahead.
I just think that leadership has that ability to influence. And I think Doc is a leader, and I think that you're going to see a very different team. I actually like this team. I like this team to maybe challenge the East, to be honest with you, because I think Joe is going to be in his natural spot, being dominant as he always is, okay, but now it's going to be different. I just think you're going to see different play. I just think you're going to see a difference, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think you might see different with Ben. I think Ben, because now he's got other players saying like, yo, listen, man, yo, go ahead, yo, you could shoot that. So the people on his staff I think they could have more influence than Brett Brown's staff. I just think Brett Brown was always trying to be like a Popovich, but you Mudo. You know what I'm saying? You garbage.
But the thing is, and again, but again, you want to say the same thing. If you want to say about Popovich, right? If he was trying to be Popovich and he was trying to preach that same kind of coaching strategy, look at the guys that were on the court for Popovich.
Right.
I mean, you're talking Tim Duncan, you're talking Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker. You're talking about all these guys that had that leadership and that element. I still look at this team and
They got that, but they got that from Pop, though.
Yeah, but
Well-
but yes and no though. I still think that
I mean,
There's
Parker,
still-
Parker wasn't no high draft pick. He didn't
No, he
win
wasn't.
Jack. Manu
But
ain't
Tim,
win
Tim
Jack.
Duncan was the guy.
Tim
Tim Duncan
Duncan,
was
yeah.
the leader on that team.
Yeah, okay.
He was the he in my mind he's the guy I'm thinking of.
yeah,
You
I
know,
hear that.
and if you
Yeah,
go back
Tim
to
was,
like
absolutely.
Doc's teams, Doc had Kevin Garnett, like
yes.
leader of leaders. Then you even go to when he was in the Clippers, he had CP, like leader. Like so, I just don't know who has that personality on the Sixers roster right now. And I'm not saying it's James Harden. I'm past that. I just don't know who that.
But he helped develop those CP though, I think, into that leader though. Like, because CP
You know
was
who
coming,
I think actually
coming from
could,
New
you know who
Orleans,
I,
right?
You know who I think could actually be quiet as kept, and this is maybe a long shot. I think with the right motivation, like Tobias could become a leader.
I like Tobias. I do. I like his off the court work. He's showing that leadership, but that's all off the court stuff. But Tobias is. I think you might even see a different Tobias. I just think.
Well, you have to.
Yeah.
We need to see a different Tobias.
Because we don't want him feeling like. I mean, because right now it's him and Carson neck and neck. Who robbing Philly, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Just saying though, right?
Yeah.
They neck and neck. Or who stole the money, right?
Yep.
Just being honest
Yeah,
with you. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Always. Yeah, you're right. You're right, man. Carson, maybe I'll just DM Tobias too.
Go ahead.
Let him know.
He'll respond to you. You know what I'm saying?
But you know, we go back to like I said, though. That's still at the end of the day. I still don't know where we find that tenacity on the Sixers team. I'm not saying I'm not excited about it. And like you said, Coach, I'm not saying that James Harden is the answer to that. It's just, I mean, but again, that's why we bring in a coach like Doc, saying, let's pull it out of him. But I don't really think Joe has it. I don't.
And I don't think it can be Joe because of his personality.
Right.
And it's really usually not like the center who's just.
You gotta have the flashy guy. You
gotta
gotta
be
have.
able to, yeah.
Like Ben, like you gotta have, and it starts with off the court. Like your guys got it. Like I hate to say it, like Ben rolls up in his car. He got his Gucci handbag. He got the look of the leader. He got the look of the this is the attitude you want to bring to the court. So I think Ben really is the guy that's got to take that role of leader and bring whatever it is that Doc is, endorsing on the bench onto the court. That's the guy I look at and say, you got to take your game to the next level. And the thing is, too, I think that he has the support of so many big leaders in the league, like, Ben Simmons. Like, LeBron is always shouting out to Ben Simmons and always talking about, being the next generation. So I think that Ben has enough people in his corner saying, you got what it takes, that if he has that coach, too, that hopefully the formula makes that come out of him.
Ben's unguardable. Ben, I mean, I don't want to say unguardable because in an open court he's unguardable.
Well, it's great. I agree. I think he is unguardable because think about it. You know what he's not going to do, and he can still get by.
He still get by.
Whenever he feels like it. The
That's
problem
what I'm
is he just doesn't feel like it.
He just
enough.
doesn't feel like it.
That, but I think that's going to change.
But I think
on the
that
Doc.
changes under Doc.
I
You know what I'm saying? Because I think he has the Doc has the
Right,
bravado.
yeah, I mean, like everyone wants the root for Ben.
I want Ben to
Like, I mean, I want to.
I think Ben could be like
I
the
want to
next
be able to
LeBron.
get myself, I want Ben because since obviously I can't wear my Carson jersey anymore, I got to figure out what jersey's gonna be next. I want to get a Ben jersey.
I'm not getting no Ben jersey.
No, not yet, not yet.
I'll wait to see where.
I know.
Wait till
Just get a Sixers hat.
I might be able to get a head price.
Wait to see where Harden goes first.
I know.
No, listen, they better not trade Ben for Harden. Like that, they better not do that. That'll be a problem.
All right, well,
That'd be a real big problem. Seriously.
well, speaking of duos, there's another Eastern Conference duo, Durant and Kyrie, and I know Kyrie J is a topic that you love that you want to go off about, and you got some thoughts on.
I wanted to talk. You know what I'm saying? I was, shout out to Average Flow. We was having a conversation. I was trying to, maybe get him on here. Maybe he'll, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he might call in or something like that.
Yeah, man, we don't bite on the show.
Yeah, but We
don't bite.
No, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. He we just talking about the whole Kyrie thing or whatever. But I couldn't really talk because we was riding. We was riding, and I was having my son in the car. I didn't really want to curse like that, and I still don't want to curse like that. But Kyrie, I'm a big Kyrie fan. But slowly but surely, he just seems like he's like one of them dudes. Like like he's just he's cool, but I like his game, but he's like a, you know what I'm saying? He's a He's like, you know what I'm saying? He's one of them type dudes. I don't know. I was reading about what he said about LeBron, and he didn't really because Kyrie's a smart dude. He's not a dumb dude. He's a very intelligent
Yep.
and a lot of intellect up here. And those that are intelligent and have that intellect know when somebody is throwing a shot, but not throwing a shot. You know what I'm saying? And he threw a shot at LeBron, and I'm like, for what? Like, yo, like
No reason for it.
like, first of all, like you're jumping all on Durant's kahunas, and you're saying that, oh, I finally got somebody I could play with, and then now, you know, you alienate LeBron, who brought you, who really helped you elevate yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? He helped you. I mean, he didn't hit the shot, but
He did every other shot.
but he hit. You know what I'm saying? He hit every other shot, and was bringing you back hand in hand. I mean, you know, listen,
You know what? He's almost like, you know, Kyrie is almost like the Nick Foles. He hit the shot, and then Carson and LeBron.
No, that's
Oh,
a terrible analogy. but again, like, that's why you have to listen. I mean, I have to shout on your loyalty. See, the loyalty that you have, the loyalty, I want that loyalty, man. I always want you to have that for me, please. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I just think that with Kyrie, I mean, and then you got the whole thing with the press. I get it, but it's hard for me to understand where you're coming from when you do things like that. It's like, it's just you being that type of dude. I don't know, man. It's just something rubs me about him the wrong way. It didn't for a while, but when I read the whole LeBron thing and I was listening to LeBron respond to it, and you know, like why you damn, like what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? So I think I don't think Brooklyn wins nothing. I think they get exited in the first round.
No, I know. I don't think they're gonna take much. I don't think they're gonna win much. And you know, I don't know.
I think first round. I think they do nothing. I'm not even sure Kyrie finishes the year.
Well, I know we may have someone who wants to chime in and,
sure.
and get it.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Okay, possibly. I'm not sure. Yeah.
All
I
right.
mean,
Well,
you know,
that's what I know.
that's the thing. Not sure yet. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you know, listen. If he comes on, he calls. You know what I mean? Then we're good. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But
All right.
we'll keep talking. Though.
With Kyrie and KD, I think it goes back to what I was saying about James Harden. You're going to be better with other teams than other teams just because you have those guys. So you're going to win a lot of games. But I agree. I don't. Something's different about Kyrie, and I don't understand like what or why he. Like, I don't know if he feels like he needs to like be in the spotlight or say things
It's
like
like attention
to
seeking,
me.
right?
Yeah, like but he'll get the attention no matter what. Like he's that good. But yeah, when he said that, he actually said it about LeBron a while ago, and then I think LeBron just responded. That's why it came back up. But LeBron he carried you. Like what are you talking
Yeah, that's what
about?
I'm saying.
Like,
He helped you.
he carried. He brought you. He allowed you to be who you are today.
That's what I'm saying.
If LeBron doesn't come back to Cleveland, you're still in Cleveland as a nobody.
As a nobody.
Like so, I don't understand why
Getting beat up by Dion Waiters.
Right, exactly. So I don't know. I'm not a Kyrie fan at all. He's a good player, but I don't know.
Anytime a guy like that takes a shot at a player that helped him, you know, win a ring and elevate his game, I just can't respect
It's
that.
a disrespect, right?
You know, it is. Like you said, you know, you look. I mean, how many? Like I said, you can always not like somebody or not like a teammate that you had, but if you know that they contributed to the ring that you have on your finger, there's a respect level that you need to keep.
You should.
You know, you should keep.
You should. I mean, and the thing about it is like, you know, so that you got this other situation of him not talking to the press, right? Or him, you know, sending a statement. Like, you know, I mean, first of all, you did that. You knew that was going to give you attention, right? It was going to bring attention. But then one can't really even say like, oh, okay, can we see the angle and what he was trying to say or articulate? It's hard to understand it when you were knocking your own teammate, your brother, and now you're trying to like cover it up by saying, yo, you know what, I'm gonna give a statement instead of this because the media is always twisting my words, this and that. I'm like, you know, listen, you know, I think that you said it for people to twist it.
Right.
And that's why I don't understand. Like, yo, you could have You were smart enough, dude. You said, yo, Kevin Durant, I'm playing with the best player now. I'm finally, somebody I could depend on in the clutch. What?
I mean,
Damn.
kind of reminds me of like when we would have like that little like group of bullies, but there was like the guy that hid behind the main guy. He was like, yeah, what he said.
Right.
Like that's kind
Right.
of like
That's Durant. That was Durant with the Warriors.
yeah, and then now I feel like that's Kyrie.
That was Durant, right? That was Durant with the Warriors. It really was though. Like Durant wasn't tough.
he
He
knows
wasn't
all-
tough.
yeah.
He wasn't tough in OKC. I ain't see none of that tough guy
No.
talk back to the. I ain't see none of that until he was like, "Oh, I got a squad now, so I know I'm gonna be winning." You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's to me. I'm not a Durant fan. I'm more LeBron James. I'm not saying that Durant, is garbage because he's a bad dude too. But I just don't respect. I don't respect anything he won with the Warriors. I don't respect any of that. You know what I'm saying? Me personally. The same way I don't respect LeBron's Miami chips. I respect Cleveland and LA. And those are the ones that people will respect more than Miami.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think what Kyrie, what I don't understand is with what all these players are doing now with their own platforms, and even KD has his own media. I forget what it's called.
Right.
But like, you don't want to talk to the media. That's fine because they twist your words. Then just come out and say your own words.
Thank you.
Like
Yes.
I'm not talking. I'm not saying this. I'm sending all these cryptic messages. Like, yo, what's wrong with you? Like,
Right.
just say what you gotta say.
Or
Right.
get burner accounts and all this
Yeah,
other stuff
I
on
don't-
Twitter.
So and that's why I think it's all about the attention. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, even Marshawn Lynch, he would just be like, "I'm here because I gotta be."
I got
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Right. So
And all these guys, there's very few players that have bad relationships with the media because they speak to them so much. So in order for you to have a bad relationship with the media, you almost have to be kind of searching it out.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
and with the way that these guys, the power they have, I don't want this guy in my interviews. They have the power to say that. I don't
Right.
like this guy. He can't interview me.
Right.
Okay, he's out. But like you just say, I'm not talking to anybody. That's just you. Well, why isn't he talking to anybody? What happened? What's going on? Like, get out. I
Yeah,
can't- I
come
can't.
on.
and
Yeah,
you know, and
it's-
again, you become the media villain too. Like
Right,
you,
right.
so anything, and then they say, "Oh, well, why they jump on this storyline?" Because you gave them some bait to jump on. They're going to take anything
Exactly.
to pull you down.
Exactly. And then you start to think about, and you have to, when you see that stuff about he's saying with LeBron, you got to start thinking about now, okay, well, there was a lot of reports coming out of Boston about how you were behaving or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? We know what happened in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? You left because you felt like LeBron was overshadowing you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's sometimes it comes across like an ego thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It just, and I like Kyrie. I mean, Kyrie's a bad dude. But have I liked him like I liked him in Cleveland? No, I haven't. Number one, you went to Boston. I don't root for no Boston teams.
Well, at least we can agree on something.
Right, you're in Brooklyn now. I'm gonna watch you in Brooklyn. I'm not even gonna root for you too.
It's a New York team.
I'm gonna root for you. You know what I'm saying? But I just it's the personality, it's the character, the behavior I look at.
It is, and the sad thing is though that every good team is going to have a Kyrie, and you just got to deal with it. I mean, because we've all played on good teams that like he brings enough on the court, he produces enough that you got to deal with the BS. So
Those teams don't really win.
They don't win exactly. You know what I'm saying?
but they don't win. Well, they win when they have a leader, and I don't think Brooklyn has a leader.
Like even if you talk about the old Spurs teams, one of the quietest kept. I mean, I know he's in the media sometimes for being, kind of, really.
I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah, he really being basic and whatnot. But he's got a podcast too, right? But Captain Steven Jackson,
Jack is tough.
Steve
he's that dude. He was always that dude for me.
You know what?
Because you know what? He could go a little, but Pop and them was always able to reel him in.
Yeah.
Even Bird, but I think Bird was coaching them in Indiana.
Yeah.
He was able to reel them in.
That team was wild. That was the team with Artest. That team was wild.
You know what I'm saying?
Can you imagine being in that locker room?
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Right. Who was the coach then, though? That wasn't Bird, though.
No, that was
Was it Carlisle? Was that Thomas? Isaiah?
might have been Carl.
Rick Carlisle.
was that Isaiah?
When they went up into the stands, who was the coach? Oh, that's a good question.
That's a great question. Yeah, I think it might have been Isaiah.
I don't know, but they were wild. Imagine being in that locker room. That's like
Right.
with those personalities.
Right.
But
But
to
that's
me, though,
what I'm saying. That Steven Jackson was that type of dude. You know what I mean?
And to me though, like to me, like I was watching. I don't. You know Chris Broussard. You know Chris Broussard, the NBA analyst?
Yeah.
He does like this podcast thing, and it's like you don't know about who, and he talks about the baddest dudes. And he was like, I was watching one today on like Dennis Rodman, and like the best role, and he considers him like the best role player of all time.
I said I can make an argument.
Yeah, you know, and it's like so you have him, but like, and I feel like guys like Steven Jackson. Well, I'm not lumped together talent wise, but I feel like guys like Steven Jackson, a guy like Ron Artest. They were like those antagonists that your team needed. But then you have a guy like a Draymond Green who's like wants to be like that, but he's just not.
But the things those guys have in common is they were never the best players on their team.
Yeah.
No.
So when you have a guy like Kyrie who's causing not trouble, but just he's annoying.
It's annoying, right?
He's always in the media.
He's
and
annoying.
he's one of the guys
Dare you say he might? See, you can't say he's a prima donna because he can back that skill up.
Right.
So prima donnas typically they just think they're more than what they really are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I mean, he's still. I mean, to me, he still got the best handles. You know what I'm saying? Nobody got handles over him. I mean, you can make an argument.
Ridiculous.
You make an argument with Curry. You know what I'm saying? Maybe.
Yeah, it's different.
But nah. Kyrie's that dude. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But I still think that Kyrie's like ability to take you like off of that is better than Steph.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. That's why I still put his handles above.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I mean, listen, this Kyrie. I mean, especially I just found you the Well, I knew that, but I forgot. He's the vice president of the Players Association. So like they even expect more out of you as a leader.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And then, I mean, me and my brother, we was having, having like a debate about the because I guess he's saying that he should be able to pick the charity to where the fine money should go and see, and it's just that he's just like a, you know what I'm saying? Like, without saying that word on the air, he's just one of them. Like, it's sad too, man. It's sad.
It
It's
is.
sad.
All right, well, with that said, we're going to run a quick commercial break. For those watching, we appreciate it. We're going to come back. We're going to touch base on the Phillies signing, do our closing thoughts. You're watching Let's Get It. We'll be right back after